All right, legends. So the price of Bitcoin continues to grind to the upside. Now, this is kind of expected based on yesterday's analysis on the live stream. We were taking a look at the local scenarios. Very likely, we're going to take out the $96,000 range, the highs from Friday. We move down here on this contracting diagonal and we look for a sign of strength. This pump to the upside will mean that there's even higher probability to take out those levels, right? And looking at the charts here, we can clearly see that movement to the downside from yesterday's price action, get the movement down, claim the highs, and we are looking for some more upside momentum. Now, despite not longing from $75,000, $80,000, we look to get into some day trading scenarios. Just a few days ago, we realized how the highs from the previous week were also going to be claimed. This is price action from right over here. So we knew based on this structure that a movement to the upside to take out the highs was highly likely. And of course, we look for day trading opportunities. All of these levels, 91 to 93.6, 93.8 to 95.4, I am getting into some intraday setups as I am an intraday trader, not holding some swing trades from lower or from higher in a short position, just looking for the highest probability internal movements. And if you are interested in trading with me, you do have weeks, of course, with that amazing bonus, guys, 20% deposit bonus up to $2,000 maximum, right? So if you deposit $10,000, you're getting $2,000 on top of that. So you're increasing your capital and you also get a 25% fee reduction using the link down below, guys. It is the second link. Come join me here on Weeks as you only need an email and a password, guys. Now, taking a look at the price of Bitcoin, what is next? We need to discuss the highest level of resistance that we are getting very close to right now. So let's just zoom out here on the chart and analyze those levels very carefully. First of all, level number one, we do have the golden pocket, which is sitting here in between $96,000, $97,000 from all-time high to the pivot low. That is the level number one. Could we grind up, hit 97, even $98,000, right? In the next coming hours or next couple of days? Absolutely. We do have the point of control here from this entire range between 24 and 25. Strong level of resistance. But not only that, we also have a daily level and a weekly level, which is sitting at that range. So you can see the amount of confluence that there is here. And we're going to be discussing the waves on the lower time frame, just so you understand that the probabilities in breaking out this zone is going to be very, very difficult. Okay, so golden pocket, the point of control of the range, you got a weekly level, you got a daily level. This is sitting in between $96,000 and $98,000. This is going to be a tough nut to crack, guys. So let's go through the lower time frames and explain the most important levels also of support. If the price does get a pullback, taking out the local highs or not, where is the first level that needs to hold before getting a major move down of several $1,000s for the price of Bitcoin? Okay, so let's just zoom in here back into the 15-minute time frame and explain those levels. As you can see, weekly, daily, naked point of control here, basically from the range of 2024 and 2025, the golden pocket, big level, guys. And this is not going to be an easy level, right? People that are interested in short positions, we do have a huge amount of liquidity still sitting above 96K, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars of short liquidation still at 96, 97. So it can get choppy and we could get that volatility. For all of those people that are trying to short early, they're probably going to get wicked out. Now, the amount of liquidity that we're building below $92,000 and $90,000 is huge. As you can see here with this map, okay, we can see that amount of liquidity at $96,000, $97,000. When we take this to the 30-day chart, we can clearly see that that is the only liquidity that is left, right? So pushing up to grab that liquidity and then possibly to come to lower prices, right? Look at the $90,000 range and below $90,000, we are building up lots of long liquidations. So let's focus here on the lower time frame. What is the most important level of support? Well, first of all, the levels of resistance. This is not going to be easy. If we do map the situation here that we are still in a potential wave 5, because how we are mapping this scenario is from the leg to the upside that we had starting from the 20th of April. Right over here, this is a range, this is one wave, and this is where we start this initial wave. So we're trying to map the situation here. First, wave 1, wave 2, possibly the wave 3, and your wave 5 is extending a little bit here in time. But for the moment, I need to say that we need to get that push to the upside, just because it would be extremely rare finishing here in a 3-wave structure for this to be your wave 5. So higher is likely, as explained also on yesterday's stream, guys. If you didn't check yesterday's stream out, check it out. Just understanding this range, that it's in very corrective, and that we were likely going to take those highs, in the next 24 to 48 hours as we're getting that push up today, as you can see. So we are expecting another leg up. How this leg up is going to develop, well, that is going to be very interesting indeed, okay? Now, I could say that this 3-wave structure was the end of your wave 4, or this is a running flat right over here, finishing your wave 4 right over there, right? And we are starting our new fresh wave 5. Now, if the wave 4 were to be finished here, what is interesting is, as I do not like a price to finish a pump with a 3-wave structure, could this be a WXY 3-wave structure? And what we are developing here in this range is possibly going to be a contracting diagonal to finish your wave 5. It could get choppy, it could get tricky. The more choppy it gets in the next couple of days, then it's a confirmation that we are coming to the end of the structure. Of course, all of those people that are trying to short with high leverage are going to get chopped out, right? We could be getting those wicks to $97,000, $98,000, right? To hit all of this confluence and then get the pullback. It's not going to be an easy game here to get in the short position. I mean, I'm more interested in getting into local day trade long positions for the moment, understanding that all of this is corrective structure. I'm looking for the highs, corrective structure. We're looking for the highs, as mentioned on the previous live streams, in this range at the low 90K levels, right? We're looking still for the highs to be taken. We're looking for the highs still to be taken, okay? So we're looking here for those pushes to the upside. Now, this is not going to be easy, of course. The best way is to get your first initial sign of weakness, because maybe this has been your wave 4 over here in that running flat. As mentioned yesterday, you got the 3-wave move down, 3-wave move up, okay? And you have this contracting move to the downside, and we are getting our initial move to the upside in your wave 5. So it's not going to be too easy to say, okay, we just instantly short the naked point of control or the weekly level. Of course, you could get that steep rejection, but pay attention, because this could be your first initial wave to the upside, right? Where you're going to get your wave 3, do consolidation, and then a wave 5, and you could actually hit $97,000, $98,000. So it is crucial to pay attention to the impulsive moves to the upside. What you want to see is a large wave. Once you got a large wave at some point with high amount of volume, you understand that you just need your 4-5 wave to come next, right? That is where you create those internal double top scenarios. You need to pay attention if you want to really try and detect the topping range, right? However, as mentioned, we could possibly see an ascending contracting move where you have this scenario right over here, and then you just form this kind of price action, right? You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This forms a contracting diagonal, and you form your 5th wave to then get the aggressive pull back to the downside to really hit those levels below $90,000. This is kind of the target zone that I'm expecting to be hit, and maybe even lower, okay? For the moment, we still continue grinding to the upside, right? So if the price were to reverse at some point, right, after all of this choppiness, the overall target is looking at $91,800, okay? Regardless if we do form a shallow 5th wave, if we do form that contracting diagonal or not, okay? It might just be a 1, 2, 3, right, 4, and 5, and then we get the pullback as mentioned as well. It could be also the contracting diagonal right over here where you do form this kind of price action, okay, in the next coming hours between today and tomorrow. So you do grind up here, correction, another move up, and you form that, okay, contracting diagonal in your wave 5. If the price action does come down after this fifth wave, after taking out the highs, of course, our first level for our bounce is right over here. Why is it right over here? Well, you do have an order block, okay? Let's get this out of the way so we can explain the most important levels of support. Because if we lose this order block right over here, all right, we are likely going to see a very strong move down of several $1,000s, potentially going to $87,000, $86,000, right? To our next consolidation area. If we lose this order block, all of this is inefficiency. All of this will likely be filled between $91,000 all the way down to $88,000 at a bare minimum. Okay, so we're looking for a $3,000 drop. This level is support. So possibly sweeping up these lows, you got here this consolidation, which is an order block on the 1 hourly time frame, and you also have a naked point of control. That naked point of control is sitting round about the $91,000. Okay, that is from this consolidation right over here. So this zone is crucial. Yeah, after forming this choppiness, right, 96, 97, 98 possibly, right, which is just continuing grinding to the upside. It could even go to higher levels. What we need to see is our wave three. Our wave three at some point to really detect that we could be chopping in 4-5s and then get the pullback down at some stage, okay? If we were to correct down from this zone, say that we do not take out the highs, right? Just give an example here, and the price just, you know, comes down to this level over here, I would still say that these highs will be taken. However, this area needs to hold. Naked point of control, $91,300. The order block, consolidation, and you also have some Fibonacci levels, right? If we do take a look at the pivot low from the start of this pump right over here to the local highs, well, of course, we do have the 382 Fibonacci retracement, all right? Also, if you were to lose this order block, 50%, could it hold very aggressively, right, and get that bounce from here? I would be extremely cautious, all right? I would need to see a range to understand the correction or the impulsive move, all right? If we do lose $91,000, right, then I am not interested in catching a long position in this area. If we do hold this level, naked point of control, order block, 382 Fibonacci, I'm very much interested. Whatever the price action does here, right? This is a local level for a bounce. Whatever the price does, right? If you do come down to this area, this is a local bounce. You got a pretty good, nice scalp day trade long position, right? Looking at the session VWAP or looking for a support resistance flip. It is a zone to get a bounce. But most importantly, you need to get back above the 382, the order block, right? The pivot lows, the naked point of control. It is important for the price to get back above the level to understand that you can get that bounce. If you break this level, I would be looking for much lower prices. Get to the 88, even $87,000, okay? So that is our crucial local level of support. As the price is grinding to the upside, then up we go, guys. This is going to be an interesting zone. As we grind up, you just let the price action go. If you don't want to catch the top, which is very dangerous, the price might break out from this area very strongly and go to 98, 99K, right? What you want to see is your first initial rejection in a impulse. In a 5-wave structure, then this will be the confirmation of weakness, okay? And as the price action moves either in 3 waves or in 5 waves, then you know that this could be your first initial wave to the downside, and you are interested in that bounce if it is going to be a corrective structure, right? All of this that we mentioned in the last few days, very corrective. We're looking for the highs. Very corrective. We're looking for the highs yesterday. Well, that's what you want to see as the price gets the movement down. Confirmation of an impulse, 5 waves down. Get the corrective move to the upside. Very choppy, very overlappy, and understanding that what you're looking for is a 3rd wave down or a C wave. That is the wave that you want to be into, right? If you do not want to detect the top, right? Which is very, very dangerous. Not much more to be said, guys. Thank you very much for joining. If you want more daily updates, make sure to join the Legends trading community where we do talk about the different scenarios. Today, just basically confirming in the Legends trading community that taking out the highs is very highly likely. If you want more daily updates from myself and the coaches, it is the 4th link down below. You got the modules, daily updates, possible setups that could happen. Fourth link down below in the description to join the Legends trading community. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I will see you in the next one.